And now dozens of lawmakers are calling to remove the president.
That list includes Florida Congresswoman Cammack, who joins us live now. Congresswoman, thanks for being here. Why are you echoing calls for President Biden to resign?
Well, good morning, Jillian and Todd. Great to be with you guys. And it is definitely with a heavy heart that we come to this point where we have dozens of members of Congress calling for the resignation of our president. Now, this is something that we never want to reach in our nation, particularly a time where it's the quote unquote impeachment era, where when one president does something that the other party doesn't like, which we saw under the last administration, President Trump couldn't do anything right. The Democrats were always screaming at the top of their lungs, according to them. And, you know, it's frustrating because I never, ever thought that we would reach a point in our nation's history where we would want the man in the White House to fail rather than our country succeed. But we demand accountability. That is part of what it means when the buck stops with you. So I am reluctantly and with a heavy heart calling for the resignation of the President of the United States because we have left Americans behind. Not just on the battlefield, but through the disastrous economic policies, through an open borders policy. It is unconscionable what this administration has done. And so if you're looking for an America Last agenda, you've got it right now in this administration. So that's why I am calling for the resignation of this president. Americans deserve better, and we deserve transparency and certainly accountability.
Congresswoman, I've asked a number of people in the last week this question, and I just still haven't really received an answer that really goes into much detail about how things would then be better if that were to happen, right? Because you look at the chain of command, and if the president is to resign or he's impeached or the 25th Amendment is invoked, then the chain of command says that the vice president is next in line, and beyond that, it's the Speaker of the House. So how is this scenario any different?
You know, trust me, this is something that I have struggled with. You know, I absolutely would take Weekend at Bernie's any day over a potential President Harris. But this is where we are at. And if we continue to allow bad decisions to go unchecked, then we are perpetuating a cycle where really they can get away with murder. As we have seen the bodies of our Marines coming off of planes at Dover Air Base. That right there is a sign of just how deadly these decisions are that this administration is making. Now, everyone keeps saying, well, we'll remove the next one, we'll remove the next one. Let's be fair and let's be real. We don't have the votes. But again, President Biden has said repeatedly that the buck stops with him. And since he has done all of the unconscionable things that you can imagine, giving up Bagram, as Dan Bongino said, giving a kill list to the Taliban to the point where even one of the interpreters that was helping a group of people that my office was helping to get out of Afghanistan just last night was murdered by the Taliban. It was captured on video. It is horrific. These are the things that this president needs to be held accountable for. And if without that accountability, I believe that people start losing faith in their government. And at a time when we need to come together and really focus on getting every single American out and our allies who helped us, that accountability should be front and center when we're talking about how we are going to respond and move forward.
Our other focus this morning, of course, hurricane, now tropical storm Ida, battering Louisiana on the 16-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. You are the ranking Republican overseeing FEMA operations. Is FEMA ready for the aftermath of this storm?
You know, I got to tell you, I've been in touch with my colleagues in Mississippi and Louisiana, and they are in it, really, really in a tough spot. And I'm frustrated because earlier in March, I had asked point blank Secretary Mayorkas, with all of the considerations that we have at hand, a global pandemic, a surge at the southwest border, and a very, very busy hurricane season, would FEMA be prepared? He reassured me repeatedly that they had all the resources necessary, yet we were caught a little bit flat-footed in preparations for this particular region for this storm. We're still in the middle of it. There's a lot of power outages. The storm still lingers as a tropical storm. So we're waiting to see really what the damage is looking now as we get on the backside of the storm. But we will be ready. And as I've said before, if this administration won't respond, Congress sure as hell will. So we will be in touch with our colleagues moving through this storm. We will make sure that we have people ready to respond. I have been chatting with my utility companies here in Florida, our emergency management director. We always are ready to deliver that mutual aid. as are other states. We're Americans. We come together. We leave no American behind, be it in Afghanistan or after a Category 4 storm.
Okay. Congresswoman Cammack, please keep us updated. Thank you so much for waking up early and joining us. We appreciate it.